What up, though? I was not planning on doing a real talk today. Right, I was gonna sit back and relax because I feel like I might be, saturating the market. But I just went to check on the channel, and we're at 100 subscribers. Right, 100 subscribers. Man, this is blowing up faster than I thought it would. Um, y'all really hollering at your boy. Y'all really coming around. So this may be a short take. I'm not sure, right? But it's a gem that came into my head yesterday, right, as I was driving. It's a funny thing how, being alone in your thoughts allows you to have clear and a better, I guess, perception on life, right? And the things that really matter. But it's also ironic, right? So let's get into the story. So yesterday I met with my employment kind of coach, right? She's awesome. She's helping me get through all this stuff. But the meeting is in downtown Waikiki, right? If you've ever lived in Hawaii, right, not visited, right, because you wouldn't notice it as a visitor as much. The traffic down there is just horrendous, right? And it's like a maze, right? A bunch of one-way streets, right? I can't get anywhere down there, no matter how many times I've been there without Google Maps. And there's times when you like get off the freeway, got to get all the way over to the right lane, make a right turn. That turns you into a one-way street. You got to get over 5 lanes of traffic because you got to make the next left on the next block. It's just a straight nightmare, and it's confusing, and traffic is always jammed up. But the goal is to be out of there by 3 in the afternoon, right? So my appointment was at 11. I ended up leaving at about 12:15. As I leave, right, I get back on Nimitz Highway, and Nimitz Highway at this point is a one-lane road. I know Nimitz Highway is going to end at the freeway. That's where I want to be, is on the H1 headed west so I can get out of town and get back up to Waianae. So I get in the middle lane, right, and I'm cruising. I get to the stoplight, and I realize when this light turns green, I'm not going to make it because there's just way too many cars, right? There's like 30 cars. I'm 30 cars back, right? And so I'm sitting there and like, I'll wait through the light. Turns green. Of course, I don't make it through the light. Next green light, I make it through and I get to the next block and it's the same thing. And I'm like, man, every light is going to take me like 2 or 3 cycles to get through it. At that point, I look to my left and my right, and I'm not exaggerating, y'all, right? There was no one in the left lane or the right lane. No one. I simply put my blinker on, got in the left lane, and I made every light all the way down, right, passing all these cars that were just in the middle lane. Now, this isn't one of those things where you have to be in the middle lane so you can make sure that you get on the right freeway or you make sure you take the right exit. No, every lane has the opportunity to get on a freeway. I mean, you literally get to the end of Nimitz, right? And 2 left lanes get on the freeway one way, and 2 right lanes get on the freeway the other way. So there's no point in staying in the middle lane. So I start looking at this everyone jammed in the middle lane idea. And I start looking at my life. And I feel like the military was me getting into the middle lane. I got so comfortable there, right, that I was not willing to try another lane. Are you in the right lane in life right now? And could it be better if you just tried the left lane or the right lane and got out of the middle lane? Right? Because the left lane was obviously more successful for me, right? It saved me a ton of time. It got me out of downtown faster, right? And got me where I needed to go. And as a matter of fact, by getting in the left lane, right, I was in a better position to get on the freeway. Had I gotten in the right lane, it probably would have been a little bit trickier, right? But still, I wouldn't have wasted all that time. In life, are you in the middle lane? Are you in the lane that you got into 20 years ago and you're just staying there because that's the only lane you know? I have a lot of friends who didn't stay in the center lane. They jumped out. And I can say for a fact, 90% of them are doing better because they decided to get in the left lane. When you're in the military, right, it becomes this this group think mentality, right? People will really talk to you like, yeah, if you get out, man, you're not gonna be nothing. You're gonna go to work for McDonald's. And everybody starts to believe that. And you believe that long enough that you think that there is no opportunity for you when you walk out the door. And the only time you start to recognize that there's opportunity is after you've made that decision, right? That this is it, you're leaving, and they send you to the separation courses where they teach you about all of the things that are available to you when you get out. You don't realize that things are swifter and flow better until you get out of the center lane and get into the left lane. So let's do that this weekend. All right. Let's think about, are we in the right lane? And if not, then why we stand in that lane? And it's not just your job, right? It's your personal relationships, right? It's everything that you've become accustomed to. Right? I'm a creature of habit, right? So every day I will take the exact same route to work, regardless, the exact same route, because that's the way I know. That's how I get there. Sometimes people, they'll say the name of a street or an area, and I have to tell them, listen, I know how to get from my house to work, from work back home. I don't really go anywhere else. Right? The few places I know how to get to are because they're between my house and work. A few months ago, a friend of mine decided that we should carpool. And I thought it was a great idea. It was really because he was trying to check on me and make sure I was doing okay. So he decided we would have coffee at his house every morning so he could make sure I was okay. He's a great friend. Um, the kind of guy that if he doesn't hear from me for 24 hours, oh man, he's blowing up the phone, right? He's checking on me, right? And those are great people to have in your life, especially when you go through something. Well, we would get on the road each day, and I think for the first couple of weeks, he was frustrated but not saying anything because I take the specific route to work. So when it goes, if you just stay on a freeway and go into this exit, we'll get there a lot faster. Okay, so cool. I tried. And it works. So now that is my new route to work. You just showed me the new route set. Eventually, we started seeing traffic slowdowns. When the traffic starts slowing down, he pulls out his phone. He goes on a Google Maps. He looks at the traffic, reroutes us, and gets us past the slowdown and gets us to work. I never thought I had that capacity, right? To reroute, and get there faster to reroute my journey. And now I'm realizing I do. I would have always just been in the middle lane, stuck in a traffic jam, if someone hadn't shown me that there's a better route, faster route, right to your goal. So examine your life. Are you in the middle lane? Is there a better route? Is there a faster route that you can take that's going to get you there better? It probably is. You're probably doing the same thing, taking the same route to work every single day because that's what you know. I know a lot of people who live in cities that will never leave, never move out of their city, even though there's more opportunity somewhere else, right? There's higher paying jobs somewhere else, but that's the only place they know. So they stay there. We all know those people who, was born, raised, and are gonna die in the same city without ever getting out of the middle lane and just trying to take a different route. So I'm going to wrap this up. I decided I was going to keep this nice and short. It's just a jewel I'm dropping, just food for thought. Get out of the middle lane, try a different route. You might enjoy the journey a little bit more. You might get to where you're trying to get to a lot faster. As always, I'm going to end this the same way I like to end it. I'm just saying, fuck out of here. Holla at you, boy.